大丈夫ですか?
Are you alright?
お嬢様.
My lady. Alright guys, welcome back to some more Umineko. When they cry, and we've kinda reached this point now where Kanon's given Jessica an inhaler after she's had an asthma attack, and now we might be getting to see some bonding moment between them. Welcome back. Last time, to recap, it started off with George and Battler finding a letter and then finding some gold in it, and she was basically taunting them. And then we had Jessica's run off. Unfortunately, she ran off all angry and stuff, and Gora and Kanon followed her. And then Kanon left. Well, Gora left Kanon alone to be with her because Kanon was confident that he knew how to deal with it. And then we got a little good Gora character moment, which is rare. Good character Gora character moment where he finally trusted Kanon to do something. This was the first time he trusted Kanon to do something because he understood what was going on. And yeah, now Kanon was waiting for the right time, was waiting for Jessica's voice to call out to him, and while she'd never called out to him, he could feel that voiceless pressure from her. He knew that she was calling out for help, and he came over really quickly, like a man, like a white knight. He came over, lent a shoulder, and said, "What's up? You need an inhaler?" Got in the room. He got angry at himself, to be fair, for forgetting the inhaler for today, because he noticed that, she didn't carry her medicine for today, and when Jessica typically is supposed to carry her medicine with her, but sometimes she forgets because of her asthma attacks. She doesn't forget because of her asthma attacks. She carries the medicine because of the asthma attacks, is what I meant. So Kanon got mad at himself for forgetting that, because he secretly puts it in his pocket whenever she has those attacks, as we clearly saw in the episode 1. He helped her out because he had the inhaler on hand with the medicine. Now, regarding the inhaler, we also learned, at least I learned, this was probably obvious for everyone else, that the inhaler was the actual medicine. They do the same thing. The inhaler contains the medicine that she needs to alleviate the asthma attacks. So yeah, now she's hopefully better, feeling better. Let's see here, and we might be seeing a little moment between Kanon and Jessica here, a little relationship building, stronger, or not. That's probably exactly what Beato wants, though. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Let's continue. Alright. I'm all messed up over Mom and Dad, but after I cry a little longer, I'll be alright. Kanon regretted me speaking. He had said, "Are you alright?" to her. Actually, now I think about it, that's kinda crazy to say. Sorry. That's kinda crazy to say. An 18-year-old girl just lost her parents. She just saw them get murdered. She saw their stomachs ripped open. Not just her parents, also her aunts and their significant others and stuff. So she's saying some bad stuff, and there's candies everywhere. And this freaking 19th visitor in the mansion, right? That is to come out of nowhere. That is, she supposes is the culprit behind all this, and Kanon knows it's the culprit behind all this. She runs over to her room, breaks everything. Well, breaks a lot of stuff. She sees this paper strip, or Kanon finds it. She reads it, and the paper strip is just mocking her, saying, "You think I was gonna wait here for you, for your angry self to get angry at me right here? Nah, I'm out." You can foolishly get angry and have the same face as your pathetic fault mom and dad. I'm out. After all that, are you really going to ask, "Are you alright?" to her? Do you think she's alright? Of course she's not alright. Well, what? Her parents have been murdered. Bruh. Asthma attack or not, and she had an asthma attack. that's crazy. That's crazy. Uh, so yeah, I mean, Jessica's been through it this time. I mean, so has everyone else, but she's also been through it because she's been specifically mocked. I mean, they've all been mocked, to be fair. George and Battler have equally been mocked. She just Beato left gold ingots there, just to add just insult, bro. Just to add insult. Hey, I killed your family. Oh yeah, you want a little repayment? Here's 3 gold pieces. Bye. 499s worth gold pieces. Ushiromi a crest and everything. Bye. Peace. She's literally toying with them. That's literally what's going on right now. Holy crap. Was he really unable to notice the pain in her heart? This was why he was ultimately mere furniture. No, come on, Kanon, don't do yourself like this. This was why he couldn't become human. The fact that you made a mistake is why you're more human than furniture, Kanon. Furniture can't make mistakes, you know? Furniture's just furniture. I don't know, it's a table. Wow. It's mistake itself by being there? No! That does make sense. I'll be in the corridor. Moon. New soundtrack. Is it? This is a new soundtrack. I've never heard this soundtrack before. If you need anything, please call me immediately. Oh, he really understands her emotions, huh? Much better than I can. If I was there, I don't think I would have handled this well. She probably would have been getting angry at me, honestly. I probably would have reacted like Gora. I'm speaking truthfully, right? Let's be honest, guys. Speak truthfully. Do you think you would have been able to handle the situation as professionally as Kanon? Maybe you would have done a better job than Gora and me, sure, but Kanon's done exceptionally well here. I need to be honest about that much. Come on. Kanon understood that she still needed some time to cry alone. See, I don't think I would have understood that. I mean, not to his extent. I mean, he really understands her to a deeper level than I do. He told her to call him at any time, bowed, and made her to leave the room. Oh, she's gonna call back to him, please. Oh, okay, here we go. Spice things up, come on. Is there something? Jessica had spoken as though she wanted him to stop, so Kanon had stopped. If she asks it, I'll do anything to help her. Yo, the soundtrack, it's new, but it fits. Oh, I'm gonna raise my own volume. Don't worry, for you guys, the audio's gonna be the same, but for me, the audio of the music, oh, I'm vibing with this now. Ooh, the music is so important, man. Without the music, I would not get the same vibes, you know? If it could heal the pain in her heart right now, I would even become a cane or a chair. You're not furniture, let go of that. Although, okay. If by doing that, oh, that piano! Hey, yo, you didn't need to go in like that piano. Ping! Okay, the piano's hitting right now. Let's go. What is this, Yoko Shimomura? Is she the one doing this? Piano work? Bang! What is this? Hey, I like this. Okay. If by doing that, man, once I'm done with this visual novel, I really need to just take a listen through of all the soundtracks in this visual novel, because so far they've really been great. Oh, listen to this! I can't even focus on the story. This piano. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like a sadder version of one of those slice of life tunes that was playing at the start of the visual novel. Or at the start of the episodes. Oh, and the way it fades. Oh, I like it. Anyway, let's keep going. If by doing that, I can repair the pain in her heart I gave her that day. He still regrets it. For a while, Jessica stared into Kanon's eyes. Oh, intimate, are we? Getting intimate now. As though, despite stopping him, she had nothing to say. Oh, here we go. Kanon also doesn't have anything to say. It's awkward, but it's that intimate sensation, you know? They're both feeling each other a bit right now. We're getting there. Oh, okay, she's looking away. Here we go. Something's happening. Something's brewing up. For a while, neither spoke. Alright, awkward silence. Let's go. Classic. Jessica broke that silence. Oh, okay. What's next? With a small voice, here we go. Hey, Beato, are you watching this? This is exactly what you wanted to happen, isn't it? With a small voice. Oh, she's smiling.
なんでもないぜ。
It's nothing.
しばらく一人になりたいって。
Could you tell Auntie
お
Rosa?
おばさんに伝えてくれるかな。
Oh, come on, she took a huge pause there. I wasn't expecting that. Could you tell Auntie Rosa that I want to be alone for a while?
一人にはしません。
Oh! Canon hit her back! I mean, as in, with the words, not actually hit her. Won't let you be alone! Huh?
あなたを僕は一人にしない。
I'll be with you forever. Jessica, do you guys think I could do a good Canon impression? I definitely don't. I would be a horrible Canon voice actor. Alright, let me try it. I won't let you be alone. Good thing I'm another voice actor. Holy crap. I'm not even listening to myself, but I know if I listen back to this, I will just facepalm so hard because good thing I'm not a voice actor. Holy freaking crap. I felt how bad that was. I know that was really bad. I could feel it. I regret it. I regret it just as much as Connor regrets saying those things to Jessica that day because oh my freaking god, that was bad. Good thing I'm not a voice actor. I mean, if I wanted to be a voice actor, I'd have to at least practice much more than I have practiced at all. I've never actually practiced or tried to be a voice actor, so I don't think I would be I mean, anyone really has potential to be a good voice actor, but it just takes practice. You know what I'm saying? If you try hard enough, and yeah, I don't think so.
だから廊下にいます。
So I'll be in the corridor.
いつでも呼んでください。
At any time, call me. Oh, and the piano's still hitting. For just an instant, it looked like some kind of hope flew to Jessica's eyes. But it was very faint and disappeared like the first snow does on the surface of a river. Oh.
ありがとな。
Thanks.
しばらくだけ一人で。
For just a while, let me cry alone. She took a big stop there too. Listen, I want to let her voice actress do the thing, but... Bruh, what is that big stop? For just a while. Let me cry alone. You know, I'm not expecting that big of a stop. My bad, my bad.
はい。失礼します。
失礼します. Excuse me. Canon bowed once again and closed the door. 失礼します. Or is it 失礼します. 失礼します. Listen, I'm not good at this. I'm not Japanese. I don't know why I'm trying to say words that I'm not familiar with. Okay, he thought, I mean, I'm familiar with them, but I'm not familiar saying them, I should say. He thought he had said something to give her some courage, but for some reason, it felt like that had actually hurt her. Why? He didn't know. Oh, I thought he knew her on a deeper level, so he knew. Surely that was because she was furniture. Oh, not this again. Come on, Kanon, you're better than that. So even now, he can grasp human sadness. As Kanon repeatedly questioned himself, he walked down the corridor. He felt like the window at the end was coldly calling to him. What's up, window? Watch, Beato's about to pop out like, yes, continue your relationship.
僕はやっぱり家具でしかないのか。
See, at least that pause I was expecting because of the comma and then a lot of periods back to back to back. In the end, I meant nothing more than furniture after all. It was still pouring outside, a dark grey world. Even on days like this, Shannon would surely look at the ocean and know it was blue. Oh yeah, she did mention that. Shannon's been really silent recently, actually. We haven't spent a long... I feel like this episode we spent so much time focusing on Shannon. And even though she's been alive throughout the entirety of episode 2, we barely spent time with her. In the second day, I mean, in the second day. She's been alive the entirety of the second day. We haven't... Since the deaths have happened, she's just been blood. I don't think we've even seen her character. But to my eyes, even if it cleared up, I would only see grey. As long as I cannot tell the blueness of the ocean, I am nothing but furniture imitating a person. Is that a requirement to become a person? Honestly, I don't know how much I can see the blueness of the ocean. I'll be honest. Like, I mean, yeah, I see the blueness of it, but that's in clear oceans. You know what I'm saying? I've seen oceans, these or I don't know if you'd call them oceans, but I've seen waters that are really disgusting. You know, really brownish. You know, I've seen those kind of waters, and I would not call them blue. I would not call them gray either. I don't know what's. I don't think I've ever seen an ocean that's gray, but I've seen brown, like I don't know, dark colored. Okay, maybe I've seen some grayish, you know, some pollution that caused the water to be gray. I guess maybe it's happened. I don't know. I don't know if it's too common for me. It's not really because there's not a lot of pollution where I live. But I don't know.
本当に女心のわからぬやつよ。
Okay, honestly, that for some reason that still came out of nowhere for me. That still shocked me, and I don't know why because I literally called 2 seconds ago how Beato was gonna pop up. I literally 2 seconds ago was like, watch, Beato's gonna pop up from the window all of a sudden and go. The lob isn't going that well, huh? And I said that. So for some reason, even after calling it, I was still shocked by her just start talking out of nowhere. I don't know why. I guess I'm just trash. I don't know. I forgot my own words somehow. I really don't understand a woman's heart. Well, you're not a woman anyway, so you don't have any room to speak. Although you have lived for 1,000 years, so you probably understand a woman's heart way more than I do. After just after after not even after my my the years I've been on Earth? Question mark. I don't know if you've been. I don't know if all 1,000 years you spent on Earth or not. But whether you spent them on Earth or not, Beatrice, I can tell you this much: I have lived a very, very small percentage of the time you spent. I mean, if you've lived for 1,000 years, then I guess I've compared to that, I've lived 2% of your life. So yeah, as you can see, that's not great. Wait, have I? Yeah, probably. Yeah, around 2% of her life is how much I've been alive. So surely I don't understand women's hearts as well as Beato does. And surely Kanon doesn't either, because he's much younger than I am. He's 16, right? Yeah, he's much younger than I am. So, so he's lived like, what, 15%, 15, 1.5% of Beato's life. So I guess, yeah, he doesn't understand a woman's heart. I don't know what to tell you. You'd expect someone who has lived so much less than you have to, to understand a woman's heart, or anyone's heart, really.
ああいう時は黙ってそばにいるのが正解だ。
In times like that, you should stand remain by her side.
だからゆえに貴様は家具なのよ。
That's why you're furniture. Honestly, at that point, I can be furniture as well. Because if I was Canon in that case, well, I mean, I don't have anything going for Jessica. I mean, not a dick to her, by the way. I mean, Jessica's a great girl, no problem. I mean, nothing against her. I'm just saying I don't have a crush on her. I don't have anything going. I'm not in love with her or anything. Like Canon. Canon's different, right? He's actually in love with her, so it's different. But if I was Canon in that situation, regardless of being in love with her, I feel like I would have tried to emotionally help her out, okay? And I don't think you might be right. Connor may have been able to do something better. I don't know what he could have done better. I don't think what I would have done would have been any better. At least I think I would have done worse. I think I would have just angered her more. I don't know if Jessica had told me, "Hey, thank you. I want to stay alone and cry by myself for some time," I would have just left her alone. I would have left her. In fact, I would have done exactly as she said. I would have gone off. I would have gone over to where Rosa is and said, "Hey, Jessica requested that she stays alone for a while." I literally would have done that. I wouldn't have done what Canon did and said, "No, I'll stay in the corridor until you call for me." I don't know how. Listen, I'm not that good at communicating. All right, you gotta be I'm the sort of person you gotta be prompt with. Okay, I don't take hints very easily. I don't do one of those. I don't know. I don't explain, but I don't know if I'm supposed to stay silently by her side. I'm not that good with. This is the best way to explain it. I am not emotionally intelligent. I am not an emotionally intelligent person. Alright? I don't understand people, okay? I barely understand myself. I was gonna say I only understand myself, but even that I struggle doing, bro. I don't understand how. Maybe I should take a psychology class and start understanding how people work better. But because I don't get it, man. You know, in real life I'll do some things, and then someone will get angry at me for not getting their hints, and I'll be like, what? Oh, you're hinting at me something. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not an emotionally intelligent person. You have to be direct and upfront with me when it comes to communication. That's important, okay? So Jessica being a tsundere is actually the worst combo, because the whole entire point of tsundere is if you want to stick with that tsundere stuff. Like I said last part, I like to look at people more in the individual sense rather than look to categorize them. But if you're going to stick with that categorizing that Shannon started doing a tiny bit, you know, calling her a tsundere as a joke, tsundere is literally the worst mashup with me, because isn't the whole thing with tsunderes that they give you hints or stuff, or they get angry at you for not getting hints? Like, oh my god, I totally wanted you to help me out with this. I know I screamed at you and yelled at you to go away and that I could do this on my own, but I obviously meant that in the sense that I wanted you to help me. Me, in real life, if you yell at me to go away, I'll go away. Listen, I'm not that emotionally intelligent to read past anything of that and go, oh yeah, okay, this is her telling me she wants help. I don't know. How do you expect me to know? I don't know. I'm sorry, you know, she tells me to leave the room and that she wants to cry on her own, and go ahead. And people will tell me, you might tell me, oh, so obviously, I mean, who wants to cry on their own? Everyone wants comforting someone else when they're crying. Not necessarily. I don't know. You know, you gotta communicate that. At least if you're the sort of person, because some people, who knows? Some people will tell you, nah, I prefer being on my own when I'm depressed and suffering. I don't like it when people, you know, stick with me. You know, a lot of introverts can tell you that. And that's me sometimes too. I sometimes when I'm suffering, you know, or something's going on with me, I don't want people to cozy up with me and, you know, stay by my side silently or whatever. Nah, I want to be on my own sometimes, you know, because I'm a bit of an introvert like that. No, I am very much an introvert. So I don't really know what you're expecting of me. I don't understand a woman's heart. I don't understand anybody unless they don't communicate. Communication is underrated for real, bro. Unless if you don't communicate something properly, the relationship is never going to work out. I'm a very communicative person, okay? I never give hints. Listen, if I tell it clear to you what I'm expecting out of a confrontation when I'm talking to you, I tell it how it is. I tell it how I communicate it. I don't give hints and go, yeah, they probably understood that's what I meant. Never. I don't understand how you can expect people to understand hints. Please. I mean, maybe some people, again, like I said, I'm not emotionally intelligent. Maybe, I think most humans are more emotionally intelligent than I am, so they can understand stuff and require less hints than I do. But someone like George is a good example. George is a very emotionally intelligent person, right? He knows how to deal with Maria. He knows a lot of times. He knows how to deal with people a lot of times, right? Early, even too, when he was with the gold, right? He told Battler. George was talking to Battler, and he told Battler, hey, Battler, calm down, look, here's the gold, right? He's trying to, you know, I mean, he's one trying to calm Battler down, but he's good at communicating to Battler. Hey, he understands that Battler's angry, but he's telling Battler, look, there's more. That's probably not the best example of George, because George has done much better, but you get the point. George is an emotionally intelligent person. I'm not. I tell it up front, and if someone tries to give me hints, it won't work. And I could elaborate on this. I could give an example of this in real life. However, I don't wanna out. Yes, even though I'm not saying this person's name, I don't wanna out this person that I've had. It's a person in real life, and basically, all I'll say is hints were happening, and I didn't get them, and that's all. That's all I'll say for now. So basically, what I'm saying is, yeah, I'm not gonna out this person because I don't wanna publicize something if that person doesn't want it to be publicized, of course. It's the same thing with comments. When you guys give me comments on my YouTube videos, I might mention them because you guys have posted it publicly, of course. If you're gonna post a comment on the YouTube video, it's public. You can expect everyone to see your comment, right? But I'm not gonna mention the name of the person who put the comment unless they tell me that they're fine with it. So if you guys right now listen to this are thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna leave a comment in the comment section, I might mention it in a future video, but I will never mention your name unless you consent to it being okay. Yeah, you can say my name or whatever, because I don't know, because I know what it's like to be on the other end of that, of someone talking about you and you don't want them to. You know what I'm saying? And again, I know it's kind of ridiculous to comment on a YouTube comment section and not want people to talk about what your comment, especially because it's public, it's on the internet, everyone can see it. I know it's ridiculous, and I know it might seem just crazy of me to do, but I still do it out of basic respect, at least for me. I think it's basic respect to, or at least basic, I don't know, basic morals, I guess, to just not talk about a person and what they said or what they did, especially publicly like this, because I'm recording a video which I know is going to go public on YouTube. And when I record these videos, I don't talk about a person doing something unless it's how do I put it? I can do it. Yeah, I have done it, but it's different because that person, unless they specifically out themselves, how do I put it? It depends on the situation, because this is one of the situations where if I talk about this person, I'm outing this person either way. And while yes, how do I put it? Okay, now I know how to put it. Now I know how to put it so you guys can understand. If I out this person, people who know me and watch this video will know which person I'm talking about. Does that make sense? And that's why I don't want to out them like this. But when it comes to some other stories that I've told on my channel, those are guaranteed no one can know who they are. Not even people who are really close to me, like family members or close friends of mine. They would not know who I'm talking about unless I've mentioned it to them before. Right? You know what I'm saying? It would have, sort of situation would have to be someone would specifically have to out themselves. Yeah, I was this person. But not only that, I would have to confirm that this person is the person I was talking about in the story. And usually when I talk about stories, it's typically about a throwaway person that I've only talked to once in my life or a few times in my life. Like I remember talking about a story in university where I was with this back when my ears were clogged. Oh my god, thank goodness my ears are fixed now. But back when my ears were clogged, I remember talking to this person who I was with doing a project, and I couldn't hear what she was saying. I remember talking about this in a video before. But again, unless that person outs themselves, no one's gonna know who I'm talking about, because I've collaborated and talked to a lot of people in a lot of different stuff. It can be so much, right? It can be so many people, right? So unless the person specifically out themselves, nobody will know. And I haven't even told a single close friend of mine about this. I've literally only told that story here on YouTube for you guys. So for someone to know who I'm talking about, you either have to be that person specifically. Not only that, that person would need to know let's see. Let me think about it. That person would need to know that I do these videos and that I talked about them in these videos, which again, I'm aware that. Okay, how do I put this now? I know that if that, what I'm saying is, when I'm talking about that, when I talk about that story, I'm perfectly fine with the person that story is talking about watching the video and realizing, oh, it's them that I'm talking about. Does that make sense? I never talk about stories in real life that have happened to me and talk to you guys about it unless I am perfectly confident that the person I'm talking about, if they were watching my video, which again I highly doubt they would be watching my video. It's a Umineko video on a channel that they probably, on a YouTube channel that they probably don't know that even exists, because my YouTube channel is really small. But even if they somehow did, I would be fine with it. You know what I'm saying? Because they would know, even if someone figured out it was specifically about them, they would know that it could be literally anyone and that it's a random throwaway story. So, and besides, in that story, I was honestly being completely respectful about this person, and I still am. I still think that person I was with super nice. I was blaming it completely on me. If anything, I said that that person carried me. That person carried me. I was the one that was doing mad. So if anything, I felt like I was being really respectful there, or at least I tried to be. That's another thing. If I'm gonna do that, I'll try to be respectful. So if that person realizes that it's them, then I feel like I haven't talked to me in an unfair way, or in any way done anything that would be regarded as defamation, for example, right? I haven't said anything bad about their character. If anything, most of the times the sales stories is to talk about something about myself, right? Because this channel is Amin Luffy, and this is why I talk about myself and how I'm like. So if I bring another person that I've interacted with in real life, if anything, I do it not to put the focus on them, but to put the focus on me, to understand what it was, to understand the sort of person I am, rather than what this other person was with. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, so this specific story, this is the specific story where I highly doubt that if I talked about this person that gave me those hints and stuff, I highly doubt that they would be watching these videos. But even if they were, this is the sort of story where if I talked about it, I wouldn't feel comfortable at all with that person watching this video and realizing that it was them. Okay? That's what I mean. And even if by now that person is watching this video somehow, and it does realize that, hey, he's talking about me, somehow, even though I was being really vague about it. You guys know, I was talking about when I was almost talking about the story, I was being very vague. So many people it can be. So I highly doubt this person would know that I'm talking about them specifically. And even if they think they know, they probably aren't the person. You know what I'm saying? If you think you are the person, somehow you're watching this and you know it's me, you know who I am, and you think you're the person, you probably aren't. Because I've met so many people and talked to so many people and been emotionally unintelligent with so many people. So there's no way you know you're the person. But if somehow you are the person, if somehow you know, even if all this miracle situation where you are the person, just in case, after all that, I don't want to talk the story because I'm not comfortable with the person, realizing it's them and me talking about it publicly. Even though I'm not gonna mention their name or who they are and stuff like that. Even then, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So yeah, just wanted to leave that out there. I feel like it's important. I feel like it's an important thing to say, especially because this channel is called Amin Luffy and it's about me. And I do talk about me a lot, and so when I talk about me and stories that I've had to be in real life, I do want to put the focus on me and never on the other person in the story, because they're not necessarily, it's not that they're not relevant or not important, it's that they're not necessarily as relevant as I am, because the story is to showcase something regarding me or the way I do stuff. I've never really talked about something unless it has some relevance to the visual novel or for comparison or analogy's sake. I never talk about a story that's more focused on another person and for the reason of just focusing on the other person rather than me, if that makes sense. Again, unless it was an analogy or a comparison or something relevant to something else, then no. And again, if I do something like that, which is rare to begin with, but if I do it, I don't know if that's proper English right there, but if I do it, then I think it's important that I mention that it's always in a respectful manner. I think it always is, unless that person isn't deserving of respect. But I don't think I ever talked about a story where the person I talk about isn't deserving of big respect. So yeah, if I do it, it's typically I'm comfortable with that person watching it, I guess. So yeah. One second. One second. Okay. Let's continue for now, though. So hopefully that made sense. Sorry about that, I got something. In times like that, you remember resented by her side, that's why your furniture.
Kisama!
Beato's here. There shouldn't have been a trace of anyone in this corridor. It had been empty and cold. But those scoffing words approached Kanon from behind. Scoffing words. Beato's here. Is it human form Beato or is it witch form Beato? I think that's an important thing to get down here. No trace of anyone in this corridor. Okay. It's human form Beato. When he turned around, he saw that witch. In her human form, though. So she's toying with us through and through. She's still in her human form. She hasn't even gone in her witch form. That's funny, yo. That witch who hadn't shown herself when Jessica had searched for her with a rage bordering on madness, who had left that sneering letter to toy with her, just showed up behind Kanon to keep making fun of him. Wow. Beato, this is how you work? You are crazy. You are crazy. Really? 3 ways to hurt a woman? Okay. Teach me, Beato. You've lived for 1,000 years, so you know this. Okay. I'll make sure to apply these 3 tips you give me and try my best to avoid hurting a woman. I'm gonna try my best to avoid it. Okay, come on. Let me teach them just for you. Okay, here we go. I'm strapped up, ready to listen. How do you not hurt a woman? This is perfect. You should make a book, Beato. It would sell well. 3 ways not to hurt a woman. One is to hurt them with a knife. Okay, you know what? That was... Okay, come on, Beato. Come on! Bruh! What is this? What is this, bro? Hey, Beato. That's crazy. Man, you know what? Thank you. Next time I'm thinking about not hurting a woman, I won't stab them with a knife. Oh, every time I've stabbed a woman with my knife, every time I thought, man, why is she hurt? What? Why am I hurting her? I'm just hurting her with a knife, stabbing her. What? Is she hurt? But now, thanks to your tip, I finally know that hurting a woman with a knife hurts her. Wow! Thank you! Thank you! I really need these 3 tips. Everyone in the world should know this. Make a book about it, or I'll steal your idea and make the book. Because holy crap, my mind has opened up. Okay, but this can be more metaphorical. So that sucks. I know this to hurt them in their heart. Hurting someone in their heart can be in so many things. I mean, if you mean directly, then yeah, of course, heart pains suck. I mean, she's got asthma attacks. That's more lungs than heart, but it still hurts her heart because her heart helps her breathing. But you know, if you mean metaphorically, like emotionally hurt her heart, then okay, you gotta be more specific. How do I avoid metaphorically hurting a woman's heart? Bad answers, yo. Don't make a book. Oh. Okay, here we go. We definitely gotta avoid this one. The most difficult and most effective way of hurting them. Okay. How is it? Alright guys, this is the one we need to avoid. And when I say guys, I mean guys, like us guys here. If you're a guy watching this is for us, okay? Tip number 3 from Beato herself, witch that has lived 1,000 years. This is the most effective way of hurting a woman. My words fell out there. This is the most effective way of hurting women. Here we go. This is what not to do. And yet it can hurt them without you even realizing it. Okay, how do I avoid it? Witch that has lived for 1,000 years. How do you avoid it? Come on.
わかるか
Do you know what it is? I mean, clearly not. We're waiting in anticipation.
わかるわけもないし知りたくもない。
How could I know? I don't even want to know. You want to know, Canon? Come on. You want to know tips from a 1,000-year-old witch? Come on now, I'm interested.
期待を裏切る
Again, what is this metaphorical stuff? Can you be more specific? How do I not betray their hopes? Tell me.
こんなほど夢見がちな生き物はいない
Okay, now you're helping me, okay. Dreamer than a woman, okay.
勝手に夢を見勝手に傷つく
Okay, but there's... Okay.
お前のような距離の男が一番女を傷つける
Oh, a distant man. Okay, okay, I see.
わかるまいな
You can
貴様
understand.
には
Okay.
どれほどジェシカを傷つけてきたか全く考えが及んでいまい
I see. So being like Canon and kind of distant, saying I'm gonna wait in the corridor is not the way. Then, okay? Okay, don't betray the ropes. I don't know. I'm taking tips from a 1,000-year-old witch in a freaking visual novel story, but I'm doing it. Alright. So women are dreamers. Don't betray their hopes. They dream by themselves and hurt by themselves. So you can't be distant because then you hurt them. Okay, you gotta be close. Well, you have to be nosy. How nosy? How close? Help me out, Beato. How close? How what are we talking here? Like, I don't know. Be more specific. I still want you to be a bit more specific, you know? You don't have a clue how much I've injured Jessica. So you're saying Kanon should have stayed with her? Even though she yelled at, or she told him to go, she didn't yell at him, but she told him to go away. Okay, I see. Okay. So you're telling me, I'm not gonna follow your tips on this one, but you're telling me, if she's saying, leave me alone, leave, I should stay with her, close to her, be nosy, even though she told me to leave, communicated that to me clearly, leave, I should still stay because women are dreamers and you don't want to betray their hopes. You know, Berto, I don't really know. You know, I'm still, as much as an interesting tip that was, Berto, I'll be honest, I'm still gonna stick with communication. I'm still gonna stick with clear communication, okay? If she doesn't want me to be distant, let me know. Okay, let me know. That's honestly the easiest way to get me to do something is to let me know. I am not gonna understand your hints, and there's nothing embarrassing about talking to me. I'll be honest. I mean, don't get embarrassed by telling me something. If you want me to stay close, okay, and not hurt by yourself, let me know. I'll try my best. I won't. Okay. I don't want you to be embarrassed by that. Don't give me hints that, as in wanting me to do that, expecting me to do it because you're too embarrassed to be upfront and communicate that to me. Okay, don't do that. I promise you, it's not that embarrassing to tell me your honest feelings. I really promise. Okay, I mean, I know I'm kind of a crazy person myself, but I prefer clear communication, man. Because they're furniture.
お前のたわごとに付き合う気は毛頭ない。僕を嘲笑うためだけに姿を現したというのか。
What else was she at pier for? Why do you think she left when Jessica was about to try and kill her and going, wow, I'm gonna kill you, and now she's appeared here to tell you, you suck, Canon! You aren't worth sneering at, furniture!
しかし、そなたも一人ではそれに値しなくても、二人揃えば十分に足りる。若々しき男女の悲運を笑う喜びは、何度繰り返しても飽きぬのでな。
Okay, so alone he's nothing, but as a couple with Jessica, plenty of pleasure and laughter.
なんだと。まさか貴様。 お嬢様を。
You aren't thinking, not my lady. What she's thinking? What do you think she's thinking? What's up, Canon? Whoa!
第二の番の生贄に
Oh!
必要なのでな。
Oh, that's what she. Oh, look at her face! Hey, yo! I need you who are close as sacrifices for the second twilight, and yeah, she's nodding to him. She's telling him, I need sacrifices.
お前たち二人は実に都合が良い。
The two of you are truly convenient. Okay, okay. I have to say this then, guys. I have to say this. I have to say this before we continue. Before we continue, I have to give props to an amazing person right now. It's yours truly, Sayo, Shannon. I have to give props to her. She is awesome. She is awesome. This, what Shannon's done, no one else has been able to do it. Okay? Can we talk about how cool Shannon is before we continue? Before we continue. Shannon, this seeing there to say this to Canon. Shannon, you're awesome. Alright, I'll explain. I think you need an explanation. I get it. Beato forced Canon to kiss her shoes. Okay, remember that? This was because then she'll give Canon hope that if Shannon denied the ring, then she wouldn't kill them during the second twilight, because she targeted Shannon and George. She told Shannon, hey, don't accept the ring. Shannon even visited her, and Beato told her, don't accept the ring. No, I'll kill you and George in the second twilight because I need to kill two who are close. And obviously we didn't see either George or Shannon die during the first night, because then they were supposed to die as the two who are close, right? So Shannon goes, alright, bet you do that. I'll accept the wedding ring anyway. That scene when I saw it, I loved Shannon. Now I love her so much more because she resisted her. She said, alright, you do that. You do that. You do that. You do your thing. No, kill me and George. I'll accept the ring anyway because we're together for eternity. We'll be dead, but we're together. We have that eternity bond. Alright? Separate us if you want. The two who are close in the second twilight. Go ahead. Poof, poof, poof. It won't work. Well, it will work if you want to, but I don't care, because whether it works or not, I refuse to believe fate is controlled by you. Alright? I don't want to go with your plans. And now, Beato is threatening Canon, effectively just saying, you know what? The second twilight, I've given up on Shannon and George. Shannon resisted so awesome, and Beato's angry too. Beato's so angry when she resisted her and ignored her and left her, yo. Oh, dude. And now Beato is going, well, I've chosen you two as sacrifice of the second night. Like I said, effectively ruling out Shannon and George, which to me is such a W to Shannon. That's such a W, because not only did she resist her in the coolest way possible, now she's not even gonna get punished for it. She resisted and she's gonna get rewarded for it. Canon, in the opposite end of the spectrum, resisted her all the way at the start. He hated her, and now it's like she's playing him like a fiddle. She's just toying with him. She's toying with everyone. She seems like she's toying with everyone except Shannon. Shannon's been the only one to actually properly resist her. Battler is struggling, bro. Battler is scraping. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's angry, going, I'm gonna slit her stomach open. Well, that's Jessica going, I'm gonna cut her stomach open. But Battler's angry, even in the other realm. Talking to Beato, Battler's still angry. He's still like, it's the turn of the Golden Witch. I don't know what to do. But Shannon? Give her that respect. Shannon, That's a W. That's a W, Shannon. Good job. Good job, Shannon. You resisted her. You deserve that W. So yeah, now she's threatening Canon and Jessica for the second Twilight, which to me also this bolts the question that I've asked before, but I'm gonna ask again. Well, you don't have to tell me if it's a spoiler, obviously. I bet it is a spoiler, but because in this ritual that Beato is pulling off, she's been saying that everything is by fate. Everything is fated. You know, the roulette, demon's roulette chooses who to kill. I don't choose, right? But then she's saying, oh, I'm gonna choose you two for the sacrifices for the second Twilight, as if she can actually choose who the sacrifices are, which leads me to believe this: what if Beato can't actually choose, right? What if the entire time the sacrifices are just chosen based on whim, whatever? You know, the two who are close can be whoever it is, alright? The second Twilight who dies, whatever. But Beato is going around threatening people because she's a witch, so so anyone will believe her threats, saying, "Oh, yeah, I'll choose you as the sacrifices." But what if she actually doesn't have any control of it and is just lying? That question comes up to me right now. But again, that's probably a spoiler. We'll find out eventually how much Beato is truly in control of this ritual. So just keep going for now. The two of you are truly convenient.
待て、勘違いするな。
Don't misunderstand.
僕はお嬢様とそういう関係じゃない。
Come on, Canon. The relationship is building.
第二の番の生贄にはならない。
We can't become the sacrifices for the second Twilight. Look at Canon simping. Dude, Canon's trying to say, no, don't do it. We're not. Where's Chat Shannon at? Where's Chat Shannon? Canon, this is bad. This is bad look, Canon. This is bad look. The way Shannon did it. Shannon would never have said, wait, don't misunderstand. No. Shannon was like, I bet. Do it then. I'll still accept the ring. Cause yeah, I have the relationship with George. That's right, I do. Alright, do it then. And Cannon's done a complete 180 compared to how he previously used to be. And he's gone, no, don't misunderstand. Man, Cannon, oh Cannon, this is not a good look. Cannon, I hope you realize this is exactly what Beato wants.
だからお前はジェシカを傷つける。だからお前は人間になれぬ。
Actually, good point. Him not thinking that he has that sort of relationship with Jessica might actually be a part of the hurt she's having. Good point. I mean, currently I bet she's more hurt by her parents, but Canon doing, yeah, that Canon talk before, yeah, okay. I can, good point.
ならばよいだろう。貴様がジェシカを思い人と認めるならば、それを受け入れてもよい。
I can accept that.
だがジェシカは殺す。
But I'll kill Jessica.
なぜ？
Why?
このバカが。
You baka! A baka idiot!
決まっておろうが。
Isn't it obvious? What is obvious? Your face!
したら、そなたが歪めるだろうその表情が楽しいからの他に何の理由が必要なのか。
Hey yo, for one thing, that's really cruel. For another thing, holy crap, your face. Your eyes especially, what the hell? They're all swirly now. Thanks, you've really gone psycho mode now, Beato. It'll be fun to kill and see the pained look on your face. Damn. Hey, Canon, that's tough. If you resist like Shannon and ignore her, it might work, but I don't know, man. At this point, she's playing with you.
儀式に従い、わらわは気まぐれに13人を生贄とする。
Right, arbitrarily. It's in the word, arbitrarily. So you don't choose. So how does it work?
だが、それ以上殺してはならないとの決まりはない。
There's no rule that's saying that I can't kill anymore. Oh, I see. And they're arbitrarily, so you don't choose who the 13 sacrifices are. Like you said yourself. You said it yourself. You don't choose who the people die in the second Twilight are. So earlier you were just threatening Kanon. I swear you were. The ritual just goes based on fate. And you saying that, oh yeah, you and Jessica will make perfect sacrifice for the second Twilight. It's bullcrap. Because it's arbitrarily. Just like you mentioned here. Which means the two who are close could be anyone. It could be, well, it could be George and Shannon. It could be Maria and Rosa. It could be anyone. But nah, you were targeting Kanon because you knew he was vulnerable. You can toy with him. Because you already been toying with everybody. Wow. See that? I knew it. It's arbitrarily. She can kill more if she wants to. But the second Twilight thing specifically, I don't think she can control that. I think she's just trying to threaten people. And I think Shannon's seen somewhat through that when she went, you know what, I don't think you can dictate my fate anymore. I think what will happen is fated to happen, but I don't think you're the one in control. I don't care anymore. I'm sticking to it. I'm accepting the ring. Frick you. And yeah, I love Shannon for that. I actually really love Shannon for that. Or Sayo. If you're gonna call her Sayo, that's her real name, but I'm gonna go with Shannon. I can kill any number of people if I think it's fun. So I will kill. That was really good. That was really good at the end there. Because furniture almost sounds like Kanon. Like, Kagun. Kanon. Like that. Make me laugh as hard as I can, alright? Kagun. Kanon. That sounded really cool. Okay, anyway. Final Curtain version C? What are we listening to? What is this soundtrack? At that time, Kanon definitely heard Jessica scream. What? No. What? Wait, right now? You'll kill her right now. The instant he blinked and looked down the corridor, the witch who had been there making a perfectly ordinary face until a second ago had disappeared? What? What am I reading? What is this music? I've never heard this music before. Right now, it was just him standing alone in the corridor. Where did she go? She's in her human form. Can she disappear still? What the frick? Did she turn into butterflies? He blinked. That's all he did. And the person he wanted to protect was asking for help and was right over there. Well, she was screaming. It was obvious what he should do. It wasn't logical. It was an electric reaction. Without a trace of hesitation or idle thoughts. What is this music? The person he wanted to protect was there and asking for help. So, in that moment, he genuinely felt that he wanted to be the person who was there with her. What? He wanted to practice. What the hell? This music is really pumping me. Oh, butterflies. Here you are. When he flew into Jessica's room, his eyes latched onto a bizarre scene. Okay, this music, man, this music. I don't. What's happening? The room was a fantastical world where a blizzard of golden powder danced, almost as though gold leaf had been scattered inside a snow globe. What? No, that's not it. I've seen this spectacle before. Right! This in gold leaf. You've seen this before. It was in that one room that we visited for the first time in episode 2, where there was gold everywhere, right? When she disappeared. When Beato was talking with Shannon and Kanon. In that one room, beside the entrance hall. I forgot what the room was called. That room. This spectacle has happened before. Yeah. It's countless gold butterflies. Beatrice's minions? Minions? So wait a minute. The butterflies aren't Beatrice? They're not her turning into butterflies? They're her minions? How does that work? What is happening? There's butterflies everywhere. Jessica was surrounded by countless butterflies and was waving her hands around trying frantically to bat them away.
お嬢様
My lady. What is this? Is she getting another asthma attack? Right away? Just like this? She's asking for help, so here we go. Now you've got the ego. Go on, punch these butterflies. I don't know what's going on. Don't let what happened in episode 1 happen to you though, Canon, where you get stabbed again by that stake. Or to Jessica, I guess. I mean, she looks like she's struggling right now. Canon rushed towards Jessica and violently brushed the group of butterflies away. The butterflies, beautiful yet filthy, beautiful yet filthy, surrounded Jessica's face, trying to crawl in through her mouth and nose. Ugh, what? That's disgusting. Jessica gagged violently. Ah! Almost as though the butterflies were triggering her asthma attack, sneering at her. Hey yo, Beato, what are you doing? Indeed, when Kano ran towards Jessica as she choked, the butterflies stopped attacking her, and this time they began to elegantly dance around the two. What? What is this? We've never seen these butterflies do this crap. This is the first time the butterflies have acted like this. What? What the hell? Kanon-kun, Kanon-kun.
大丈夫
Oh, he's with her. It's alright.
奥の目の黒いうちはあなたに誰の指一本
While
触れ
there's,
させたりするものか
while there's still life in my eyes, I won't let anyone lay a finger on you. What?
出てこいベアトリーチェ
She really needs to show herself. What the hell is this? So the butterflies are her minions, not her herself? Oh god, there's a noise outside my house. Okay, well, you might have to wait for this. Ma, this is too climactic.
これで満足か
Are you satisfied now? Okay. Let's let the noise pass. You guys might be hearing this. So I'm gonna wait a bit. I'm gonna wait a bit before continuing. Show yourself, Beato, though. Definitely show yourself. I don't know how long the noise is gonna last. If you guys aren't hearing this, that would be super ironic, by the way. That would be really funny. Because then I'm just trying to cover you guys, your ears, for something that's worthless. Man, if I could edit these videos, that would be fantastic. Because then I could just edit out this that I'm waiting for the noise to go away. But it typically doesn't last for too long of a time, so we'll wait a bit longer. But yeah, I'm still really confused regarding the butterflies, because for a second I thought the butterflies were Beatrice herself, turning into butterflies or dispersing into them somehow. But now it's saying that it's Beatrice's minions, the butterflies are Beatrice's minions, so she has minions doing stuff for her? But how does that work? They're just butterflies. I think the voice is low enough now that I can continue. As he got at Jessica in pain and using her inhaler, Kanon yelled into the empty air. When he did, the empty air definitely laughed back, satisfied. Okay, so Beato's really trolling with him right now. What is happening? The butterflies are doing stuff. No, then she showed herself. Okay, she showed herself through the butterflies. Sup, Beato? You're making that weird face again. I don't like it. It wasn't in response to Kanon's demand. It was obviously because appearing and sneering humiliated them even more, and was more fun. You're a prick, Beato. You're such a prick. What the frick? Why are you doing this? Let them be. What plot? This is the turn of the Golden Witch. Is this all part of your plot? Your carp on the chopping board? Okay. Duck with green onions. What the hell is a duck with green onions? Let's go to the tip section. This soundtrack is something. Alright, grimoire. Duck and onions. Duck and green onions are the primary ingredients for a duck stew. Really? I did not know that. And this gave rise to the Japanese phrase, a duck comes bearing green onions, in which a duck approaches carrying its own seasoning ready to be eaten. This metaphorically refers to a situation where a series of lucky coincidences benefits you without any effort, or alternatively, where a naive person brings you what you want while unaware of the disadvantages themselves. Perhaps because of this, a mark or a sucker in terms of scams is often called a duck in Japanese. What the hell is a mark or sucker in terms of scams? Y'all are gonna have to explain this last part to me. I got the rest, but y'all gonna have to explain this last part. Perhaps because of this, a mark or a sucker in terms of Japanese scams is called a duck in Japanese. What do you mean by that? I know what a scam is. I know what a mark and a sucker is, but I don't know what it means in context. What? This metaphorically refers to a situation where a series of lucky coincidences benefits you without any effort, or where a naive person brings you what you want while unaware of the disadvantages to themselves. Okay. The noise is outside again, so we're gonna have to wait a bit longer. The noise is loud again. Okay, so now that the noise is more gone, we can talk about this. So this metaphorically refers to a situation where a series of lucky coincidences benefits you without any effort. So I'm guessing this means Beato and the way the situation between Jessica and Kanon has benefited her and her amusement. Although that doesn't really make sense because she said that she planted the seeds, so I don't really get that. Or alternatively, where a naive person brings you what you want while unaware of the disadvantages to themselves. So clearly, this is referring to Kanon then, who's a naive person that gives her what she wants. A marker or sucker in terms of scams is often called a duck in Japanese. I don't know what that means. But okay. Cool. No, since the two of you are together, shall I call it a duck with green onions. So, Kanon brought this upon himself. Right? A series of lucky coincidences, you say, that benefit someone. Or someone gives you a favor and doesn't realize the disadvantages of it himself. Something along those lines. Beatrice!
お下がりください。
Please stand back.
お嬢様、僕が守る。
I'll protect you, my lady. So yeah, Jessica's finally seen Beatrice. This is the first time she's seen her. Look at that, Jessica. If you survive this event, hopefully you do, you'll get to see, you'll get to tell the rest of the family about Beatrice, and that you definitely know she exists. You get to tell Battler and George and even Maria. Hey, that'll be exciting. Rosa, you know, Rosa's better too. Yeah, that'll be fun. So there you go, Jessica. That's probably. You won't be able to kill Beatrice here like you wanted to earlier. You were stomping on her room trying to get to her, but yeah. She's here now. Oh! It's essential the witch appears when the princess and the knight are together. It's also essential that you're wearing witch clothes, because now you've gone back to your witch form. So you've gone away from your human form that you were a second ago, and now you're back to your witch form. So this is witch Beatrice. She's gone to her. She's witching now. She's wearing the witch dress. Won't you show me how much power Kinzo's furniture holds? She snapped her fingers and there was a piercing sound. What the hell? When she did, a blizzard of gold butterflies started up and they began to form a small mountain as they whirled around in a circle. What? They are doing what? What the frick, man? Just like how a cold, wintry wind swirls and creates a mountain of leaves. Yeah, it can do that sometimes, I guess. What? Is that a person? Is that a man with a beard? Is that a beard? From that mound of gold, a hand sprouted. What? And it appeared as though a resident of the world below was crawling out. What? Huh? My brain hurts. What's going on? That's a hand, and I see a body too. I see a beard. I think that's a beard. I don't know. It's hair. It looks like hair. What is happening? Beato, what's your plan now? Is this one of your minions? Is this person with this hand one of your minions? Oh, is this? Oh, is this your servant somehow from another world? Servant versus servant battle? Canon versus servant? Mysterious servant? What's happening? A hand sprouted and appeared as though a resident of the world below was crawling out. Great. What is this? Jessica? You know what? I'm with you. Typically, I'm not with you. Well, when you say what is this, typically I have more of an idea than you do. But in this case, I have no idea. What's going on? Great question. Jessica couldn't comprehend what she was seeing right now, and her mouth kept flapping open and closed. It was a literal attempt to take in and digest knowledge, to understand the incomprehensible. Here's the thing, I know more than Jessica overall, and I'm also not living her. I'm not in her, living her. So, I don't know what it's like taking in this knowledge. But for me, because I've already experienced episode 1 and I know have this much knowledge, this is new info, but I think I'm able to digest it easier, hopefully, than Jessica is. Well, Jessica is the first time she's meeting Beato and these butterflies and whatever this is going on. So this is a lot of information for her. So I get that. Oh! That's not a beard. Well, it's a beard, but it's a goat beard. You know what this guy reminds me of? Holy crap, those shoulders. I just noticed. Yo, this guy's got muscles. Hey, yo, Canon, you ain't got nothing on this guy. I'm sorry, you're dead. But anyway, before we continue with whatever's going on here, this goat, this looks like a demon. So this looks like one of the demons that's helping out Beato. So this demon thing, whatever it is, it looks like a goat, but you know what it reminds me of? Yeah, it reminds me of Zod from Berserk. I don't know if you guys know about Zod from Berserk, or if you've read Berserk. There's a Zod thing that looks like a weird freaking creature. I don't even know what sort of creature you would call that. But it's got the same sort of goat face, but it's got, you know, it's also got wings. It's also got wings, and it flies about and does stuff. It reminds me of it when he goes into wing form, but sometimes he also has this human form. So I don't really know. I don't really know if comparing to Zod is proper, but yeah, it reminds me of Zod. Okay, that witch was growing up was probably an attendant serving the witch. So this freaking big, muscly, bulky guy is coming to serve for her, and she's gonna beat Canon up. Canon stands no chance. I'm sorry, look at him. Look at this. Look at those arms. That's not humanly possible, man. Even if you take steroids, I'm sure that's not humanly possible. This guy is that's not even a guy, it's an animal. He's wham. Canon, you're dead, mate. I pray at this point, if I was you, honestly, you know how Shannon denied and ignored Beatrice? And how I thought she was cool and all for doing that. At this point, if I was you, I'd just bow down and pray, bro. I mean, I know for a fact I'm not beating this guy. I'm just praying and saying, you know, I'll be your attendant. I'll be the attendant of the witch's attendant. I am messing with this goat, literal goat being, whatever it is. It appeared to be wearing a uniform following the pattern of those who serve. I mean, yeah. But its face was different. Oh, you think? Its entire head is different. It was strange looking. It looks like a goat. It was covered with pitch black hair. Well, it looks like a black goat, okay? With pitch black hair. breathed rotten breath. Oh, rotten breath. I don't like that. And its eyes were filled with the same strange subterranean glow as lava. Yeah, it does have some weird eyes too, so I guess you're right. Okay, I'll give you that. And the symbol of those who are not human, a pair of horns. Well, I mean, I think we could tell this thing was not a human for some time now. He was the figure of a goat-faced attendant to serve the witch. Okay, what the hell, man? Jessica could no longer decide what to say. Jessica, you know what? At this point, I don't even know. All this happening in front of her couldn't be explained with this world's common sense, and she couldn't do anything except open and close her mouth. Jessica had noticed that this island had already been cut off from the rules of this world. This cut-off thing again. But even so, she could understand that this goat attendant was the witch's familiar and he was after her life. Well, you know what? You ain't beating him, so if he's after your life, yeah, you're dead. You're as good as dead. And it seemed that the witch had already ordered that. And she faced Kanon with an expectant gaze. Oh, I don't think Kanon's protecting you from much here. He's gone for as well, I'll be honest. Both you and Kanon are... Yo, if this goat wanted to, he could kill everyone on the island. We could all tag team him. He could kill all of us. We ain't got no chance. Ah. She faced him with a provocative gaze filled with expectation, as though asking him how he planned to protect this maiden. Good luck, Kanon. Hey, okay, you're just gonna show him to us again. The attendant had looked especially like a beast when it had been crawling up, but in its composure, you could see that it had more than enough dignity to be worthy of serving the Golden Witch. Okay. And you could tell that it was overflowing with the joy of furniture wanting to meet its master's expectations. So this is proper furniture. Here's Beato to the side. Why don't you show me the power of Kinzo's furniture? Well, you cheated to get this furniture. Where did you get this freaking lava-eyed goat freaking steroids muscled guy from? How the hell is 16-year-old Kanon gonna compare to that? What is this? Don't get it wrong again, understand? The furniture. This won't be settled by your death alone. Okay. The goat attendant made a gesture that seemed to be a silent bow. Was that in response to its master, or was it offered to the opposing Kanon? Who knows? I can't read goats' facial expressions. I don't understand what the goat is thinking. It's a servant. Then, on the attendant's hand, a blade of wicked malice appeared. A blade of wicked malice. What? Oh, okay. This is just magic now. Okay. What is that? Man just whipped out a freaking sword saber. This I don't know, that's some Sword Art Online crap. No, not Sword Art Online. That's a bad reference, actually. It's some weird, I don't know what that is. Just lightsaber sword. Where did that come from? What the hell? Some Halo. It looks like Halo. It looks like something from Halo. That sword. Exactly. I've played plenty of Halo during my time. Well, I say plenty. I bet. Especially Halo 3. So, that sword, bro. Jessica had been unable to understand what was happening in front of her for a while now. All she understood was that this thing was gleaming for the purpose of threatening her own life. Alright. And right now, that was enough. Yep, and he's got a freaking saber sword from Halo. Yeah, Kanon ain't stopping that. Kanon spoke quietly to Jessica, who was hiding behind his back. Hey, y'all, you're not winning this fight. Run from the room. Run from the room. Look for help. Kumasawa we don't even know she's woken up yet. We haven't seen her this entire day. But go to Rosa and the rest, please. You're not winning this fight. Even if you try to run away, I bet you can't, because the goat's gonna kill you before you're able to. But you're better off than fighting this goat. You're better off hoping they do a mistake and you're able to run off. Yeah, Kanon, you're done for. Never let your back leave the wall.
姫君はおとなしく騎士殿の背中に隠れているのはいい。
Sure. The maiden should obediently hide behind the great knight's back.
自らの命を男に守らせる醍醐味でも存分に味わえばよい。
Okay, that's a bit of a weird text sentence here, but I get it. The maiden should obediently hide behind the great knight's back, relish to the full the pleasure. So I'm guessing it should be relish the full pleasure. So no two here. No wait. Relish the full pleasure. Okay, yeah. Relish to the full and not they here. Relish to the full pleasure of having a man protect your own life.
さあ
Sa.
お前の刃を見せてみよ。
Cannot show me your blade? Well, what blade? Yo, is he gonna pull off he doesn't have a saber. Like, he's not from Halo 3. Where's he gonna get that freaking weapon that goat just got? Cannon's done for. He's dead. He's as good as dead. Hey, if anything, I don't know why he told Jessica to stay on the wall. He should have told her to run away, cause yeah, he's probably dead soon. Ugh. Cannon's got no blade, right? Where? What? Nah. Get out. Nah, man. Where the hell did you get that from? Sorry. Okay, wait. I apologize. Okay, I took off my headset because I was just so... What is this soundtrack, by the way? And where did he get that from? Nah, what's happening now? Are we moving on to Magic Horse now? It's just... I mean, this visual novel has always been very magical. But this is just another level. What is this? He's also pulled off his own freaking saber sword. This is not even Halo 3. What does this even look like? Saber sword, that's what I'll call it for now. Whatever. Bull crap. Okay. What is this? And what is this soundtrack?
美しい。
What is this soundtrack? And what is that saber? What the frick is going on?
金蔵は家具を生み出すことに関してだけはわらわの足元に及ぶやもしれぬ。
When it comes to giving birth to furniture, Kinzo might reach up to my feet at least. What? Because he can spawn a freaking saber sword? What is this? Yo! Did you guys hear that singing? That was sick! Hey, okay, this soundtrack is groovy. Ooh, okay, anyway, let's continue. I'm truly interested now. Something like this can't even be used to trim the roses. Oh, so you're arguing that it's bad for furniture to have because you can't do anything with it. Okay. I'm too interested now to back off. We need to keep going. Holy crap. This part has gone so wildly. Kanon-kun? What is... I don't even know if Kanon's aware of what he's holding himself. I don't think he's ever done that in his life. I don't know where that came from. I didn't want to show... What? So Kanon's aware that he has that thing? Kanon's aware he can do that? I didn't want to show you? What? What? Nah, don't tell me Kanon could do that the entire time. Kanon could do what he just did the entire time? No freaking way. So, why didn't he do it in episode 1? No, why didn't he do it in episode 1? Episode 1, he was maybe he did, and they didn't want to show us because they want to save this moment for right now. Because in episode 1, when he fought Beato, he was just swinging an axe, right? No, yeah, because that wouldn't make sense, because he went to find an axe in episode 1 in the boiler room. He was desperately trying to find an axe, then he found an axe, then he was trying to swing with it, and it didn't work, and then he died in episode 1. So now, all of a sudden, yeah, this is different, this is different. Maybe in episode 1 he used it too, and they were just trying to hide it, but why was he swinging that axe though? I didn't want to show you. It's as if he's used it before. What the hell?
よくぞ抜いたぞ。
So you had the courage to draw your blade. And yo, that voice, that voice is fantastic. I love it. All of a sudden comes out of nowhere for the soundtrack.
思いを寄せる女の前で己が人間以下の存在であることを晒した気分はどんなものよ。
Wait, what? How does it feel to have exposed the fact that you're a subhuman being in front of the girl you have feelings for? Wait a minute. What? Wait, what? What just happened? Are you telling me that? Are you telling me that when Kanon and the rest were saying that they're furniture, Genji included, that? Oh my god, what the hell is happening? Are you telling me that was literal? I thought it was just metaphorical, because haha, we're furniture, we're servants, and we do everything. You know, we're just supposed to be furniture and act like. Are you telling me that they're literally subhuman? They actually have features that humans can't have? And where did they get that from? He's not a witch, right? Is there a separate being that's called furniture? Kind of like witches in the Umineko world? Is furniture an actual separate being of person? If so, then okay, I took it metaphorically until now.
黙れ。
Shut up. What the hell is going on?
憤怒で己を焦がしているくせに冷静を装うか。
Even though you're really burning with wrath?
なるほど。真に熱き炎は青く静かだという。
Hot flames burn a cool blue? Yeah.
今のそなたがそうだというのか。
Is that how you are now? I mean, okay. Reminds me of Tsuna from Katekyo Hitman Reborn now. With the hot flames.
僕の力でお前を殺すことなどできるわけもない。
Hey, yo, that woman singing. All of a sudden. Whenever it happens, I recognize it. It just sounds great. It just plays well. I don't know why. It just I love it.
お前は月。
You are the moon? What?
石つぶてを投げたとて月を砕くことなど
There's
で
no
き
way.
るわけもない。
There's no way I can smash the moon by throwing a rock. I feel like I've heard this moon metaphor before. Regarding one of the magic circles. I feel like one of the magic circles was called Magic Circle of the Moon. I wonder if it's in reference to that. There's a magic circle of the sun, one of the moon, and then was one of what? Jupiter or something? Something along those lines? It's weird.
だがお前は権限するために
What?
水面にその姿を映す。
What did he say? In order to manifest yourself, you had to reflect your image on the surface of the water? What water? You mean the water that Shannon sees as blue, that you see as grey? The ocean? Reflect your image? What? To show herself as human? So is she really struggling to show herself in her human form? Is that really because the water is running out? Or it's hard because of the water? The surface of the water? How does that work? What is happening? You are the moon? What the hell is happening?
水面に石つぶてを投じれば一時月を乱すこともできるかもしれない。
If you throw a rock at the surface of the water, you might be able to disturb the moon for some time. Oh, okay. I kind of like the metaphor because we know the tides, of course, are connected to the moon, right? The moon connects the tides. Okay, I see that. Oh. You guys heard that? You guys heard that voice again, right? The again in the soundtrack. Hell yeah. Have to give it notice every time.
しかし月を砕くことなど至らない。
But that doesn't mean the moon has been smashed. Okay.
だから僕は
So she's the moon, and the moon's reflecting off the water, and that's how Beato is showing herself. But he can't kill her no matter what, because he's just stabbing water rather than the moon. Got it. You kill the servant.
この命尽きるまでお前の映る水面を叩き続けてやる。
I'll keep on striking your reflection until this life of mine is over. Okay.
気に入ったぞカノン。
Yo, his saber sword is so much bigger than yours, Kanon, though. I'll be honest, he ain't got nothing on him anyway. But good luck. I like it, Kanon, she says.
始めろ家具ども。
Begin, furniture! Do we leave the fight till next part? Do we end it here? Is this a good place to end it? Guys, help me out. I wish I could ask you guys whether this is a good place to end it or not. Because I don't know how long is left of this chapter. I believe we began this chapter last part, right? But I don't know how long we have left, and I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm scared. I mean, I hope to end it here. I don't know whether to end here or not. I think I'm gonna end it there. I'm trying to think about it, but I think I'm gonna end it there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there. I think so. That voice! Okay, just for that voice I'm gonna end it there. Yeah, that voice convinced me. This seems like they're about to have an epic battle. Canon's probably gonna die in it, so you know what, let's, at least if we're gonna experience Canon's death, let's experience it next part. Shall we do that? Hope you guys enjoyed this part of Umineko when they cry, though. We'll continue off next time. And we'll see how this furniture fight goes, man. You know, actually, it's good that I'm ending it here, because you guys might think, oh my god, Amin, you've ended it at such a climactic part. But at the same time, I need my brain to just not decipher what just happened, more like take in what just happened. Okay, a goat came out of nowhere that looks like this, that's her minion or whatever, came out with a saber sword, and Kanon just appeared with his saber sword, and now we've learned that furniture like Kanon are subhuman out of nowhere, and of course Jessica's experiencing it all at once, of course, because this is the first time she meets Beato and everything, so Jessica's going through a whole lot of emotions at once here. Her back's against the wall because Kanon orders her to, and yeah, it seems like they're about to fight. I have low hopes for Kanon to win this, I'll be honest, but you know what, good luck, Kanon. You're probably dead. Jessica's probably dead. The rest are gonna come in here, find you two dead, but you know what, this has been entertaining. This goat with his steroid muscles minion, where did you even find that Beato? Where did you even find this goat? He's not human. Where did you find him? In a different realm? Where did he come from? You tell me you found him on Earth. That's not a thing. Get out. Oh, the voice. Yes, do that again. That female voice going, that's amazing. That's amazing. We need that anyway. I'm gonna end it there. I hope you guys enjoyed this part of Umineko when they cry. I'll see you guys next time to continue, or start off, I should say, this furniture battle. Because holy crap, this part has delved into something crazy that I was never expecting to. Props to this part of Umineko when they cry to completely subvert any expectations I could have possibly had for what was going to happen this part. No way could I have expected this to happen. I hope next part is just as good at being crazy. I'm sure it will be. I mean, this goat is already been crazy to me, man. Oh man, I don't even know what to think anymore. You know what I expected to happen this part? Okay. The scene where Beatrice comes in and makes fun of Kanon, that one I could have seen coming. Okay, it makes sense, right? I expected for a scene like that to happen, and other than that, you know, or at least I can expect scenes like that to happen, and then Kanon just tries to, you know, shoulder Jessica and helping her out with her pain and stuff. That's what I was expecting to really happen, but this furnitured lightsaber, not lightsaber, but weird saber bullcrap, and then fighting each other like this, and what the hell, man, and Kanon being able to use sabers as well, whatever that thing was. His Kanon's was red, well this goat is blue, and this goat's saber is much bigger, by the way, so he's probably gonna win. And Kanon being apparently subhuman, furniture being literally subhuman, more than just a metaphorical term. That's just blow my mind. That's just blow my mind. So yeah, this voice, do that again. Do that again, please. I want to hear that again, please. I love it. Okay, but yeah, apparently furniture is subhuman, not really human. I don't really know how that works. This goat is obviously not human to begin with because it's a goat, but Kanon, I could believe it's a human, and the whole thing with him not being human is metaphorical. I could get behind that, but yeah, this is wild. This is wild. And apparently he's shown it to Jessica. He's shown his non-human form to Jessica, and now Jessica's probably, you know, Beatrice has talked to Kanon about it, about how he's shown off his subhuman self to Jessica and to the one he loves. Wild. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it there. Let's hear the woman do a thing one more time, and I think that's where we'll end it. Because yeah, this has been a crazy part, y'all. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this as much as I've enjoyed reading it. I feel like I've forgotten to say that a lot, but okay. As soon as she says that thing, we're leaving. I hope you guys enjoyed. But we just have to listen to the one more time, alright? And then we'll say peace. Ready? Here we go. Let's appreciate the soundtrack. It's coming up soon, I bet. I know it. Come on. Music. Do your thing. Here we go. It's coming soon. Because now the piano's playing. Come on. I feel it. Oh, that did not disappoint. Alright guys, peace. That was awesome. I love that woman's voice. It really makes the soundtrack for me. And the piano's beautiful. Alright, peace.